welcome everyone to another How to Grow. This is my podcast where I talk about my mental health journey and things that I feel like could possibly help someone else and help you to grow, just like it's helping me to grow. With that being said, tonight we're going to talk about mental health in the Black community. And I should have brought this out last month, but we're not going there right now. Right now, you're listening to the new beat that I just dropped, Without You. It's available on SoundCloud and anywhere else that you listen to music. But also, I did just recently upload it to my music podcast if you want to check it out there too. And with that being said, I'll let you guys listen to it a little bit longer as I get my notes prepared, and we can get into this podcast. Alright, so I wanted to talk about mental health in the Black community because it's a very taboo subject. And also, and it sounds crazy that it's taboo or anything like that because mental health is such a big deal, especially now. But when I was really going through it, there's way too many Black kids that was growing up like I was, that was told that you're supposed to be strong. Because that's the stigma that they have out there for Black people. We're strong. We can handle anything. And the truth of the matter is, not always. We can't always handle everything. We are not Superman. And it's crazy that we have to actually tell people that we can't handle everything. We can't deal with everything you want us to. And going through this journey and trying to figure out things, it's been a hard, tough road. I'm not gonna lie to you. Hold on one moment. But yes, this journey's been quite a tough one. I'm 33 and I'm now maybe 3 or 4 years into like going to a doctor, now going to a therapist and dealing with all these issues I've been dealing with and actually talking about it and writing about it. Because if you guys don't know, which I've never really explained or put it out there, but my inspiration for my poetry is my life. Same thing with my stories. Not always my erotic ones though. Those are loosely based off of dreams and things I've seen or things I want to try. Not always my life on those. But my poetry is based off my life because that's one of my most therapeutic ways to get my feelings out. And it's crazy to say that's one of the ways I can get my feelings out instead of just talking to someone. I am just getting used to being able to open up and talk to someone about how I feel instead of just saying I'm okay, because of the fact as a black woman in America, I've been told that I have to be strong. When I was about, I want to say 26, I actually went to my mom and I told her that I mentally feel like I need to possibly get Baker acted because I don't know what's happening. By this point in time, I was 3 years into drinking all the time and popping pills and barely sleeping because of me dealing with my anxiety and my depression. And after my grandmother passed away, I actually could not sleep until maybe like, I want to say 4 years ago, really sleep. And it's sad now because I really can't sleep, not unless I take medication. And I have to take quite a bit to lay me down. Granted, one of the best things that helps me, I'll talk about in a, probably in another podcast, because I want that journey to be different. But I do feel like unfortunately, because of the older black people and everybody else hearing, you're just supposed to be strong. You got this. You're supposed to be strong. You got it. Don't worry about it. You got it. Instead of, if you need help, get help. I'm teaching my daughter that now because I don't want her to end up like me. I don't want her to be 30 something and just getting help, just getting therapy. But I don't know if I told you guys or not, but literally when I told my mom I wanted to be Baker acted, she told me to take a nap. You'll be all right. Just take a nap. It's nothing that bad. And you shouldn't have to think that way. You shouldn't have to. Taking a nap doesn't resolve everything. It helps with quite a bit, but not everything. Especially if you can't sleep because of the fact you see your grandmother's face, how it was when she passed. Or you keep hearing, like, I was going through quite a bit at that time. And I was also dealing with other issues too that kind of twisted itself into my anxiety and depression and my mourning, because I was also dealing with the fact I have body confidence issues. I'm working on it. That's an everyday struggle for me. But I had no one to really go to about my issues. Yes, there's always been therapists and stuff like that. But my mother didn't refer to me that. It's been recent years that doctors have actually been, which I actually appreciate that, because sometimes it's harder for people to tell you, I need mental help. I need help. I need a therapist. I need all of the things I can get for mental issues. Because it was hard for me until after I had my son and they started doing the postpartum test, which I actually wasn't, I was kind of honest in those. I didn't become honest until I got my doctor I have now, which I'm so happy I have him, because he is very caring and understanding, and he listens to, like, if I tell him something's too strong or something like that, or like the fact I don't take pain pills per se anymore. I take anti-inflammatories, I take muscle relaxers, but they're not even that strong because of my past. Because I don't want to get back down that road and thinking that's the only way I can survive is off of painkillers. Because I do have chronic back pain. So, from years of working and doing stupid shit with my back. But that's neither here or there. And Sorry, I'm trying to think. But I do feel like if you have no one to talk to and you have a good doctor that they listen to you every time, go to your doctor first. Ask them what. Because they can even do your test and see what you are. Which I'm probably going to go to my doctor about that too. Because I think I might have more than just anxiety and depression. But I'm not sure yet. And I want to first put it out there before we get more into the subject of mental health in the Black community and why is it such a taboo? Why is it just now being talked about instead of been being talked about? If you feel like you have no one you can talk to or you're scared to, don't be scared. Even if you want to talk to me, email me, anything like that, I will listen. I will definitely listen to you. Because I know that feeling. I've been there. I've felt like I had no one to talk to. I had no one, no one would listen to me. Literally, that was what I said for the longest to people is no one will listen to me. Or no one understands what I'm going through. And I don't know how to say that exactly because I don't want it to be like, oh, just excuse them, it's okay. But when you go to an elder Black person and they don't give you the advice, if you go like I did with my mom and I told her I don't feel well mentally and I feel like I'm going to do something to myself, and they give you the advice to just take a nap, you'll be fine. Understand that to them, that's what they were told growing up. And that's what they heard other people being told. Because Black people didn't get that luxury to have mental issues per se. That was not our thing. We didn't have that where we could, okay, this is what's wrong. And people could be like, oh, that's not true. Yes, it is. Because there's way too many kids I grew up with, especially Black kids, who end up killing themselves because they don't know what to do. They don't know if they should go to a therapist or not, if they're going to be laughed at. Because what's sad is a lot of times, especially in the past, when you would say you had any mental issues or mental health issues or stuff like that, it was frowned upon. You're being made fun of instantly in the Black community. They would talk shit to you. They would do all this other stuff where you're just supposed to be, no, you're just supposed to be strong. Especially a Black woman. You were just supposed to be strong. You're just supposed to deal with it. You're supposed to be able to push a car, take care of your babies, pay your bills, handle your mental issues. You're supposed to do all of this at the same time because that's what they think we are. And that's not true. And that's not what we are. And it's terrible that it's so many people who've either had severe mental issues like schizophrenia or something like that, and they get made fun of. Oh, that boy's just crazy. Oh, what? Don't talk to them. I'm not going to say the other word because I don't even like saying that anymore. I didn't like saying it back then either, especially since I was a special needs kid. But instantly, it's something like that. It's instantly frowned upon. Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Or not realizing maybe that same person you saw drinking all the time, that's their way of medicating. Instead of just coming out and saying what's wrong. They're over here medicating themselves. Because they need to feel better somehow, some way. And it's crazy because you would see back then, like, some, like, I have this weird habit. Like, I watch, like, a lot of these old celebrities who've passed away of different things. And, like, you see, they had issues. And if they had someone to talk to, possibly get the right help, maybe they'd be better. Maybe they would still be here. But instead of that, people made fun of them. People trashed them. And, like, now people are trying to, like, be more woke about their situations. But this is a discussion we need to have, because it's still, like, a stigma, especially for black women. Like, we have to be strong. Like, they're just somewhat allowing us to have the mental issues. But everything else, we don't want to hear about it. We don't want to hear you're tired. Oh, you're a single parent and you're tired? We don't care. You better raise them kids. You better deal with it. What you mean? Oh, you need help with money and you need help with bills? Oh, no. Go out there and work 40 hours a week, 40 plus hours. And then still figure out a way where you're where you're seeing your kids and you're being a good parent. Like, it is hard. And then to top it off, which this actually happened to me earlier this week when I went to my therapist, we're still dealing with the issues where I can't sit down next to someone without them instantly thinking, I'm going to rob you. I'm sorry, I have chronic back issues. I can't run for shit. I have never been able to run for shit. I've always been on the fluffy side of life. I'm not stealing shit from nobody. No matter how bad off I am, which right now it's pretty bad, but no matter how bad off I am, I'm not stealing shit from no one. And I actually had someone, when I went to my therapist's office, come sit next to me. Well, no, I sit next to them. And I didn't realize their stuff was next to me. I just sat down and I was about to play on my phone. I see them instantly just moving all this stuff and looking at me sideways. So before they even finished moving everything, I just got up and sat on the other side of the room. And then she looked shocked at me. I did what you were already doing, sweetie. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to tell you how ignorant or stupid you are. Because you know you're ignorant or stupid. You know it. And put a gun to your head. I'm in a place that I have to go to all the fucking time too. Why am I going to rob you in a place I go to all the time? But furthermore, like I said before, I don't have it in me to do this. My body would not let me. I'm going to pause real quick. But yes, unfortunately, and even, it's not even other races that put these stigmas on the black community. It's ourselves sometimes. Like, my parents in some ways, well, especially my father, but we're not going to go there today. In some ways, my parents put too much on me as a child. And way too much, especially in black communities, you see these kids growing up way too quick because you want them to do so much so fast. And we think it's cute until your kid is being able to do more stuff than you could because you're teaching them that. Or because they're seeing it out there. Or they're being told that. Or even, which I'm going to touch that at the end before I go, but, or even the fact of, which I think this might have messed my daughter up too, but my daughter is biracial. And my brother used to work at the library when she was a little girl. She's like now 13. And one of the ladies who worked there as a head librarian, she was biracial as well. She looked at my daughter one day with my brother and me around and telling her, you're going to have a hard life. And then looked at me and said, Why would you do that to her? Why would you have a biracial child? She's going to have a hard life now. Do you know words have power? Like, people, yeah, fists and all this other stuff, yeah, those are powerful too. But words hurt. Words last longer than any punch in the face, any shotgun shot, or anything like that. Any stabbing. We're not gonna go shotgun because those are pretty bad. But anything physical you can do to someone, words last longer. Because I can still remember as a child things that set me back now. And I'm 33. And unfortunately, in the Black community, this happens way too much. We self-sabotage ourselves way too hard. And I feel like, to a point, the reason why mental health hasn't been taken seriously or hasn't been able to be talked about in a serious realm for so fucking long is because of the fact a lot of the older Black people put that on you. No, why are you talking about your feelings? No. What are you doing? No, that makes you weak. No, it doesn't make me weak to talk about how I feel. What makes me weak is the fact that I have to drink myself to go to sleep every night. Or I have to travel across town every night if I don't have liquor. And just wander and watch people who are happy. That makes me weak. That makes me feel like, what the fuck is wrong with me? And it's unfair for how many people who are in their 30s and 40s, and hell, there's so many older people too who are dealing with so much mentally. But a lot of the older people are stuck in their ways and they're not going to really talk about it. The people who are in their 40s and 30s and 20s and things like that, we're trying to work on it. We're hitting that curve. Especially like in my age range, I've seen the growth. I've seen a lot of people trying to get that change. Which, that's a big move. Big move. But also, I do want to say, first and foremost, don't be afraid. When you do go to a doctor, therapist, whatever, and they put you on something that's too strong, don't be afraid to speak up. Especially like how I was. Because of the fact that I was abusing alcohol and pills at one moment, I didn't want it to be where I have those feelings again where it's not really helping me. It's just putting a band-aid over a shotgun wound. There you go. You'll be fine. Because that's what drinking and popping pain pills used to do to me. It was like like putting a band-aid on a shotgun wound. Didn't solve shit. But I gotta stop saying And I'm going to probably end this around about I'm going to end this soon. If you guys want me to talk more about that and my personal experiences with it, I can. But I do want to say this. As a mother, as a Black woman, raising 2 kids, one biracial, one Black, don't fall into the same pitfalls and the same things that fucked you up mentally and doing that to your kids. Because what they don't tell you is, too, mental health is a hereditary disease in a sense. And you're probably like, well, what the fuck do you mean by that? No, that's just you that deals with it, right? No. Because I've seen it recently, personally. I've dealt with my own issues, and I thought stepping away would be good where my daughter didn't see it. She'll still be good. But no, now my daughter has her own mental issues. Now she's dealing with it because she doesn't know how to talk about her feelings. And I've seen so many people who their kids have that same issue, or they don't know how to talk about their feelings. They don't know how to deal with this. They don't know how to do. Sorry about that. What the hell? Sorry about that. Hold on. I hate when people do that. But I had someone trying to call me on Instagram. But yes. If you were at the point where you can actually change your situation, change it. Because this isn't how you're supposed to live. You're not supposed to live wanting to kill yourself, or feeling like the only way you can be happy is drinking enough alcohol to put most men under the table, or popping pills, or doing coke and all this other stuff. I'm not going to say anything about marijuana because that's going to be another episode. But, because I am actually a medical marijuana patient, which I don't want to go too deep into it, but I do feel like it helps a lot more than what people want to let you know about. But I want to have a separate episode for that. And, I'm going to tell you guys because I did say earlier, I still have things in my head that fucked me up mentally. This is why I feel like I might have more issues than just my anxiety and depression. The first thing was, growing up, I'm going to say about 9 or 10, my grandma got sick. And, like, she got glaucoma at first, and, older age, things like that happened. And then it wasn't until I was like 16, 17 when my dad looked at me one day in my face, because my first initial goals after finishing school was because I was into music, I love music, that's one of my biggest things, I was going to move to New York, go to one of the music schools there, get into musicals, stuff like that. I wasn't going to be where I am now. My father looked at me in my face and told me, first he tried to tell me ever since I was a little girl, different reasons why I shouldn't go to New York or California or all these other places I wanted to go to. Then he finally, the truth finally came out. He didn't want me to go because he wanted me to take care of my grandmother till she died. Then he told me that my duty as his kid was to take care of both of my parents and my grandmother until they all died. Then you can go live your life. You should never tell your kids that. Now I tell my daughter, when you're ready to go, when you turn 18, you can go. I don't want you to feel like you're stuck here. That's fucked me for years. This is why I can't be in good relationships either, because I'm the first one. If you want to leave, there's the door. I don't need you. I don't need no one who feels like they're stuck with me. And that's kind of how that feeling was. Fuck whatever you want to do. Whenever we decide to die, then you can have your life. And that's not fair. That's not. And the other thing was, because where I grew up in the country. I didn't grow up in the hood, stuff like that. And a lot of my friends, I guess I had gay and lesbian friends too. I had a wide variety of friends. I had black friends, white friends, Spanish friends, Asian friends. I had friends of every race, orientation, all that. And I happened to go to prom with one of my friends who happened to be white. And after that night, my father got mad. I didn't realize this was an issue for my father until that night. He didn't say anything before then. He didn't mention anything. He even gave me money towards getting stuff for prom. And then he tells me he hates me because I went to prom with a white man. And he wishes I was dead because of that. One of the biggest issues with mental health and things like that, no matter how much therapy you go to, stuff like that, those words you tell people, those words you say, this is why I say words are stronger than any fucking thing else. They have lasting effects. That still hurts. That still fucks someone up mentally. And you need to watch your words, because you never know when you need that person again. And with that being said, if you guys want me to do a part 2 or like talking more about these things, let me know in the comments down below. I am gonna hop off of here. I think I'm gonna leave this episode on YouTube, but I have been taking I'm not gonna really be uploading too many new episodes on YouTube per se. I did talk about it on my updates podcast, but with that being said, whether you listen to, see, I'm getting ahead of myself. Follow me on all my social medias. I normally post that in the comments down below, and also I do have a link tree. You can get all those there, including the playlist I did for Spotify for a poem I recently released. That is actually, I told last night on my poetry hour, which is 90s love song. But all my social medias, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, Tumblr, Razzle, Discord, all that is PoetSoul30. And you can email me, and the best way to get in contact with me normally is either through Instagram, Twitter, or my email, which is poetsoul30@gmail.com. And with that being said, whether you listen to the Neo Rose or my erotic bedtime stories, sweet wet dreams, sweet nightmares, we're going to get through this. And I love you guys if no one's told you that today. Bye, guys.